Hey guys, Matt here with No Lonely Roads. Another beautiful day, and we're gonna go look for some rock imagery. So let's go see what we can find. Hi everyone, my name is Matt Relkin, but I'm better known as No Lonely Roads on Instagram. I've spent the last 2 decades seeking out and documenting Indigenous cultural sites, mostly focusing on rock imagery. My main goal for sharing these videos is to help educate and spread awareness of proper etiquette when visiting these sacred places. But I also just want to share the wonder and beauty of these irreplaceable national treasures. I'm no expert, nor am I a spokesman for Indigenous cultures. I'm just a dude who's become obsessed with rock imagery, and I'd like to share my adventures finding these sites with all of you. So please join me on this journey into a world of history, mystery, and wonder. This is No Lonely Roads. Now we're going to a site that I've had marked on my map for a while. I don't remember where I got the location. I don't know what it is. I just know that I've had it for a while and I've wanted to go check it out, and I happen to be in the right area. So that's what we're doing now. Just looking for this site. Lots of ledges and overhangs. I don't know if we're looking for petroglyphs or pictographs, but guess we'll find out soon enough. Okay, I already see some petroglyphs kind of up there. I'm gonna hike up, get a closer look. Okay. Some faint imagery. That's kind of weird. All right, we'll keep going along this ridge. It's a couple figures. Here we have a couple of odd anthropomorphs with greatly elongated fingers. This one looks like it could have ears with earrings. And then a smaller figure here. Elongated fingers and exaggerated feet. Look at that hand. Same thing with that one. Yeah, those hands are wild. Some circle designs up there. That might be a stylized sheep, not sure. So I see an old spiral up there. I say it's old because it's quite faded and matched with the rock surface around it. We have this. A bunch of hatch marks, or not. I mean, they're not packed. There's a lot of them. You got this old spiral here. Looks like remnants of some of those figures we see with the necklace. Some kind of weird head adornment going on there. And then the belt. And then some bullet holes right next to it because people are garbage. there is some vandalism. There's a zoomorph. Body, ears, legs, tail. Another faint one there. So we have some more inscriptions. It's cool. It almost looks like a Ferris wheel, but it looks like it's kind of growing out of a plant. You know, like a kind of like a pot or something. Looks like a leaf and a stem, and then this design here. You have this faded figure. This figure's design reminds me of many Diné figures that I've seen at sites further south. I mean, I think these are historic. They look pretty faded. Got another house over here. Yeah, these are most likely historic inscriptions, especially because of that design there. You can usually tell just by kind of the style if it was made, you know, modern times or at least 50 years ago. Just things look different the way people draw them now. More of those grooves, a lot of grooves. I wanted to zoom in on this part up here. I find these two designs particularly interesting. They both look like they have some kind of figure in each of them, but the one on the left is more obvious. I keep thinking this looks like a child on a cradle board. You have these two kind of trapezoid designs. This first one, look, it has a figure inside of it with some sort of weird design, and then over here there's another one with another kind of horned figure in there. Then that could be a crane. You see the long legs and the beak, some sort of water bird. And then you got this figure here with a huge hand, feet. Yeah, it's just an interesting design. It's older than classic vernal style. It might be Fremont, but it looks old. Look at the coloring of these petroglyphs. When a petroglyph is freshly made, it usually exposes a lighter shade of stone beneath the surface. It can take thousands of years for that exposed rock to darken again. So in many cases, if a petroglyph's color matches the wall around it, it's probably quite old. Some of these grooves are really deep. 1957. A lot of deep grooves. Inscriptions. Just a bunch of random crap down here. But there's some more legit images. Cool look, still got some paint on them. That would be a classic vernal style figure. You can see the body, the waist adornment, legs, and then the head has paint on the headdress, some red pigment still. Got a footprint, looks like a big zoomorph. See if we can get further back, see what else. Some cool designs up there. A lot of zoomorphs. Here we have a great comparison of different petroglyph techniques. This one is pecked out, meaning hammerstone and chisel stone were used. You can see the texture from the individual percussion marks. Then we have a zoomorph that looks incised and abraded. The body looks like it was smoothed out with a rubbing technique, which would be abrasion. The legs look more like they were scratched back and forth, which would be incising. This one could have originally been pecked, and then someone went over it with these other techniques.
And more vernal style figures, they've been vandalized. Looks like they've been painted.
Here we have a couple of classic vernal style figures. They've most likely been altered and refreshed, but you can still make out the general shape of them. I'm not sure if this paint is original or not, but what I didn't notice before is this face actually has what looks like a nose carved out in relief, in addition to the eyes and mouth. I can't recall very many classic vernal style figures with noses. Of course there's a chance this was a later alteration, but it's an interesting detail nonetheless.
Then an older figure up there, almost looks Barrier Canyon style. With it's like a sheep, line of sheep right here. Look at how the bodies are all smoothed out. This actually might be pronghorn, I don't know. Maybe that one looks like a stag. And it keeps going. Figures. Sheep. So this design is often thought of as being an atlatl, a projectile point thrower. And kind of that, those are the, I think the loops, kind of you hold on to. Oh man, check this guy out. It looks like he's flicking off all the people that vandalized this area. Then you have a sideways sheep. I've been seeing a few of those lately. See, there's the back feet and the head and the antlers. I mean, sorry, the horns. More animals, kind of like the top part looks like of an anthropomorph with some weird eyes. There's a horned serpent. So you see the two horns? That's a motif that you'll see from a bunch of different cultures. Sometimes they're called plumed serpents. I guess they're linked with water, springs. They're also kind of known to travel between this world and the underworld. These are just all different interpretations of that horned serpent from a few different cultures that I've read about. I'm sure there's a lot more symbolism behind it than just what I mentioned. Okay. A lot of, oh man, look at all the grooves scratched in here. Then I wonder if this was a figure and the top part's missing, body and feet, and then there's the phallus with, looks like he's got a little ejaculate coming out of there. Well, my GoPro got too hot, shut off right after I talked about the ejaculate, so, you know, take it as a sign. Anyway, there wasn't anything else there that I didn't already film. So we're moving on to the next site. It's still early in the day, still got a lot ahead of us. So let's see who we find next. You guys, back on the hunt. Check out this landscape. Pretty cool. So, I know there's supposed to be some rock imagery out here. Again, I'm not sure exactly where. We're just kind of scouting around. Hopefully we find something. But plenty of times I don't find anything, so let's see what we come upon. Oh man, look at this. Way up there. Wonder if I need to get to it from the top. All right, we're up top. We're gonna see if we can get to this thing from the top. I don't know if it's a possibility. Maybe we can at least just get a closer look. But we're about to find out. All right, I think it's just around this corner. You just strap in and kind of scooch down here because this is a little sketchy. Okay. I do not want to slide. Oh, hell yeah, there it is. There it is right there. Very narrow, very long drop. All right. So I'm on a very precarious ledge. It's just kind of like an outcrop that goes out just so I can get a better angle of this. There it is. Look at that. So it looks like a Fremont figure, maybe a little figure next to him. And then you have this sheep with another sheep inside, a pregnant sheep. That's pretty awesome. There's another panel around the corner. You can barely make some stuff out, but that would require crawling along this ledge, which is probably about 12 inches wide and super low. I would have to kind of get past this area, and that's just a slant all the way down, and then I would be dead. So not gonna risk it for a fucking YouTube video. But anyway, you gotta look at that thing. Oh, that's wild. there's the panel. And then look at these. Anchors there. Anchors there.
These aren't actually climbing anchors, more like hanger bolts used in construction. They certainly wouldn't be used by an experienced climber or anyone who valued their life. They appeared here sometime in 2024, and I'm guessing their purpose was to be footholds and handholds for someone trying to get across to the ledge beyond. This is obviously not okay and also extremely dangerous.
It's so messed up. And then I'm on the flat ground here, so this is the ledge. That's how wide it is before the slope down the drop off. And you can't even fit in there. I mean, if I could get further over, I could probably crawl or on my belly to that next panel. But this section right here, hell no. That is way too sketchy. Again, none of this is worth dying for. All right, we're back on solid ground. Nice flat surface. We're going up here. There's a sheep up there. Hopefully there's more than that. It's a pretty cool spot. This slanted wall is nice. A lot of overhangs. Check these rocks, make sure there's no slicks on them or anything. Oh, cool. Now that looks like Barrier Canyon. This elongated figure here. With the horns, super long body, no arms. I guess it has feet, but her legs. Very large figure. You can't really see it well, but you can see the body, the arms, legs. There's another weird one there. Yeah, see? Another kind of rectangular bodied figure. Not rectangular, sorry, trapezoid bodied figure. Really long, slender, and kind of tapers at the bottom. I mean, they could be Fremont. It's hard to tell, they're so faded. There's another one there with horns. I think that might be it. I think this is the last one for the day. Been a lot of driving around. Not as much hiking as I would have liked to do, but we found some stuff. I think I'm gonna call it a day and set up camp. Thanks so much for following along. Like and subscribe. As usual, I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me on these adventures. We'll see you again. Take care.